If you are completely centralized, you go 80% faster. Do not drop AI to your company. Do not take product and shove it in thinking they're going to adopt by themselves. You know, have you heard about forward deployment engineers? Hi, everybody. First of all, I realize I have the worst slot of the day because probably many of you are here to relax after lunch. So I promise I'll try to keep the energy a little bit high. Second, I think Carlos had many things that I wanted to say, so I really hope I will not bother you. Last thing I say before to start, I'm Italian, sorry for my accent, I was born like that, try to take it away, it didn't work. So you have to go 15 minutes with this accent. Now, what I want to talk to you about is the hard road to real AI impact. What does it mean? Let's do a bit of a reality check. If we look at the B2C world, how long technology took in general to reach 100 million users? Well, electricity took 20 years. Internet took 7 years. The smartphone took 4 years. Gen AI took 2 months. 2 months. Now, the flip side of the coin, on the enterprise side, well, I guess except our Carlo and EGA friends, which were thriving, in reality, 70% of AI transformation fail. 7-0. 74 of those that don't fail struggle to find the money. And their CFO is pounding, hey, dude, come on, where's the money? And then 60%, they don't find the money because in reality are stuck at pilot. Now, if we think about history, because I love history, I always read history to my kids, let's think about electricity. When did electricity really made it wired into the enterprise? When it changed the workflow. When in manufacturing, they realize that having electricity that is dispersed actually allows for assembly line. Boom, factory went up. The internet, when realized the ERP can be connected, boom, internet went up. When they realized on the smartphone that the employees could do the same job, boom, smartphone went up. Think about the BlackBerry, try. But when it went up, when the iPhone and the big screen arrived and people could truly do their job. So do you notice a pattern? There is a pattern, rewiring workflows. So rewiring workflows is what it takes to really create that adoption level. Now, I spent some time studying what are the champions doing, who wins in enterprise AI, what do they really do? Now, I came up with 50 ideas, and I thought if I come with 50, you're going to all get bored, and the team is going to kick me out of stage. So I really boiled it down to 7. 7 that are the ones that I've seen have the highest impact in thinking about taking AI and bringing it to enterprise. Number 1, ownership. Have you heard how Carlos spoke about his ownership? That's a great example, and it's not obvious. Typically, enterprise decentralize AI. There is several ways to deliver AI. Every business unit and every head has their own AI capability or completely centralized. Well, you know what? The CEO, which given that extra boost to speed. So remember, at the beginning especially, when capability is scarce and you have no freaking idea what you're doing, centralize. Second, integration, not interface. Okay, this is an interesting one. Actually, before telling you, let me give you an example. Do you know Grammarly? Okay. Do you use Google Gmail? Okay. So Grammarly was a web app that was created so you could check your email and make sure they look good. But what needs to happen? You write the email, then you go on the web app, you open Grammarly, you load the email, you get your correction, and then you load it back. Okay, I mean, it was a good attempt. It was 30 million users in a month. It has significant churn, but it was okay. Then, magic happened. Gmail introduced Google Smart Composer. I didn't even know it exists, but it just finished your thought. It was fully integrated in the workflow. And by the way, Grammarly looked really pretty, but it was not integrated. And you know what happened to Google? 1 billion daily users for the Smart Compose. Because that's the AI that just finished your thought. It's not the AI that you need to seek for. Another example of great integration, JPMorgan. JPMorgan had tons and tons and tons and tons of work on contract management. What they did, they said, well, what better than AI to help us fix our contract management? They created the perfect app. Accuracy off the roof. But man, it was so painful because you have to take your contract, load it in the dedicated app, review it, get the comment, bring it on mainstream. People were like very happy in theory, but 10% adoption only. Then some smart guy said, what if we kill the app and we actually put it in our contract management tool? Boom. In 3 days, adoption went up, skyrocket. So it doesn't matter how it looks. Actually, if it doesn't look like anything, it's even better, as long as it's integrated and integrated properly. Now, this is my favorite one. So we talk about how important is for AI to be perfect. How important is for AI not to hallucinate, which, by the way, I think it's a blessing. I'll come back to it. But is it really AI and the power of the model the answer? Let's agree with compute is necessary. Models are foundational. But that's pretty much about it. The context, the way you talk to AI, it's what makes the difference. I want to talk to you about one example that I found that was extremely telling for me. So it's this company that it's about in customer care. They had to classify their ticket. So they wrote a prompt, please AI, classify for me my customer in 5 buckets. Outcome, crappy. Awful. Now, in some way, they calculate accuracy at 70%. They did A/B testing with the humans. Then they said, OK, what if I show to them, I ask to classify, but I give them 5 real-life examples on how a human would do. Boom. Accuracy went 50%. No change in the model, no change in AI, still GPT-4, no, nothing other magic. Then somebody said, OK, wait a minute. Let's remove the 5 real examples, and let's give 20 random examples. Let's shovel in some wrong as well. What happened? Boom, 45% accuracy. And even, by the way, 20 AI-generated examples, synthetic, are not good. It's still around 48. But when did the magic happen? The magic happened when they put 20 human curated examples that allow AI, that is a brain, to frigging figure it out what you want. Boom, accuracy spike at 91%. So if you hear anybody, we are waiting for AI for perfection, that is not the case. The AI that we have today, it kills it. You just need to know how to use it. I was talking about hallucination. So I pray every night for the sake of my kids and human being and humankind that will never disappear. Imagine what happened to the critical thinking of the human is hallucination disappear. Now you know it hallucinate, and by the way, half of the people don't check the answer. Imagine if you know if it's perfect, it's done. And by the way, Darwin teaches us if there is a muscle in our brain, in our body that we don't use, I'm going to stay there for long. So please continue to exercise your critical thinking. Then speak to the user. And here I have to accelerate because I can see the timer rushing, and Margot told me I have to be on time. So speak to the user, not at the user. And here again, I want to bring an example of something that Google DeepMind did that also mesmerized me. They went to the UK, Canada, and India. They didn't go to Italy, but I'm pretty sure it would have been the same. Anyhow, and they took a bunch of doctors, primary care patients, and says, please, answer patient queries on these computers. Then they have an AI bot, and they said, you AI bot, answer the patient. Let's see what happened. Everybody, when I ask, what do you think? They always says, of course, you know AI bot, you always figure it out. Well, wrong. Actually, the AI bot was 36% higher empathy, we're talking empathy, much more clear on the explanation. It made the patient feel heard, that somebody was not rushing just to move to the next thing. The patient felt they were given more attention, and guess what? The bot don't sleep, so the question arrived at any point in time. They didn't have to wait for the night to pass. So speak to the user and listen to the user. And again, compute, infrastructure, good, but that's not it. Now, I think Carlos spoke about the ROI. This is a real dilemma, okay? And the real dilemma is because every technology goes through this curve, but every time people fail to remember. The curve goes through the death valley. And what it means, nothing is going to happen. You are not going to see a dime at least 12 months if you're fast, 18 months if you are on average. And why that? Because in enterprise, people try, and at the beginning there is a boost. Ooh, we all want to try. This is exciting. Then you say, okay, but how does this really work? How does this help me? And you go through the pain of figuring it out, and then at some point, woo, you have your illumination, and you actually move forward. Okay, this one is one that needed more time, but I will try to pass you the message. You know, you can speak to the user, you can get the right context, but between adoption and reality, it's a distance. And you know what's the distance? Fear. People are afraid. They tell you, they don't tell you. People are afraid. Noise. Everybody, I mean, look outside. Everybody is bumping me. Where do I start? What's the difference? People, my people have never used AI before. Now, how can I teach them all at once to do AI? Data, all my data are not ready for AI. Infrastructure are legacy. Okay, so how do I solve all of this? Easy. Do not drop AI to your company. Do not take product and shovel in thinking they're going to adopt by themselves. You know, have you heard about forward deployment engineer? Yeah, that was very 2024. Now, 2025 onwards, there are deployment architects. Those are business folks deep in tech that work with your company to rewire your workflow. Now, adoption, it's very holistic. And it really needs a push before a pull. How do you push? How do you truly push? Now, I've read so much. I've read the article and everything. And there are 4 things that constantly come on how you push. 1, the boss has to do it. You know, Satya, even in Microsoft, every meeting was going, and the first thing was doing, it was demo Copilot. In Microsoft, people saw Copilot so much that it became ingrained in them. The boss needs to do it. 2, you have to increase the literacy. People they don't understand, they will not use. You have to create an incentive. Celebrate that they use. Don't tell them, dude, you will use it wrong. No, celebrate the fact that they use. Continue celebrating. And then set direction. Show a direction. Show you want to be. Have a roadmap. I set some example here, but I can't go through it, but feel free to take a picture and study them. They are impressive. People have truly done something out there. We just really need to learn and document ourselves. And I think last, but not least, what we need to know is the real leap from model to market is not artificial. Is not artificial. It will be human. Thank you very much.